How are you, buddy? Good morning, good morning. It's Thursday, dude. It's Thursday. No working this weekend, right? No working this weekend, dude. Not acceptable. Here we go. Disco Elysium, day 11. Sorry, I ended the stream a little bit early yesterday. The RNG was just too bad, dude. It was wrecking me. I couldn't deal with it, dude. Oh, sick, dude. Cool. Right on, right on. Yeah, I was announcing this morning. So, Thanksgiving is coming for us next week. And like a week from today, right? So, the stream's probably going to be down like Thursday through the weekend. I'm going to be out of town, visiting some family. And as bad as it feels, and as much as I hate for the stream to be down, sometimes just taking time to be with family and stuff is very important. And so it happens. So I do apologize, but probably a week from today, stream will be down for probably about 3 to 4 days. Okay, so just be prepared for that. Just wanted to have some advance notice for everybody there. But we will get some Disco Elysium in right now. We'll see where we get. I don't know if we'll finish it today or tomorrow, but at the very least, I think we'll get Disco Elysium finished by the weekend. Then we need to talk about what we're going to play next. It might be Breath of the Wild. I might be playing Breath of the Wild next, but we need to talk about it. So let's go ahead. Let's get Disco Elysium Day 11 rolling. Yesterday was brutal. So many rolls of Snake Eyes or even a 3 that we were just losing on what should have been real easy wins and just constant losses. And so, well, I was like, I can't. I'm done. We ended about an hour early. I couldn't do it anymore. So we'll push through. We'll see how today goes and see where we get, okay? But here's the deal. We do have the PC gaming show starting at noon. So we got about 3.5 hours worth of gaming to get done right now. And then we'll go watch that, okay? Guess we should go ahead and get this going. I always forget about this right now. I don't know why. Well, not always. I remembered today, right? So we're okay. Get this Twitch integration set up. Perfect. Let's go. All right. So, time is it in game right now? 7 o'clock in game. Hold on. All right, sorry. From warming up leftovers, man. Some like tuna noodle casserole stuff. It's fantastic. About to get real fat.
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes.
We'll leave that. We're broke. This was the straw that broke the camel's back yesterday, as it were. For me, just needing to be like done. Where was it? Wait, what? Look at this. It was with this game.
The suzerainty box is heavy and slightly awkward in your hands. You give it a light shake and feel the pieces.
Oh wait, what the crap?
Inside.
Why did it load it up after this? I saved it yesterday. Oh, that's weird. We rolled another like 2 yesterday on this roll and failed it. Yo, Keith, what's up, buddy? Hey, man. And God, that was like that was a straw right there. I was like, nah, it's like can't. It was so many 2s and 3s yesterday. I was just like done. I was like, can't do this. But when I quit the game, apparently it didn't save it where I thought it was going to. So let's roll this.
What is detective work if not an elaborate game? You need logical inference.
I bought both of these board games yesterday. I don't even know why. It was like all of my cash, man. Let me grab this food. Now, how fat I am. I'm eating tuna noodle casserole leftovers at 8:30 in the morning, dude. Oh, dude. Woo! Let's go. All right, man. Oh, dude. I love food, you know. Judge me. I don't care. What is detective work if not an elaborate game? You need logical inference, attention to detail, the ability to analyze your opponent's resolve. All right, come on. It might help us think of more creative solutions to the case.
I do feel like my thinking has become somewhat rigid. Maybe a little diversion to keep the mind limber is just what's in order.
See? He's doing the hard work himself. All he needed was a little nudge.
Word.
All right. You've convinced me. How do we play?
I already read the rules. I'll show
You
you.
explain the basic setup procedures to the lieutenant, who seems to be a quick study. You each take your bag of tokens and counters and unfold the board between you. In the center is the crown of Revachon. Radiating outward are her colorful vessels, each one supplying some raw material desired by the suzerain. Apricots from Safre, archaeological treasures from Ilmarat, sugars from the Seminine Islands, and magenta cocaine from Supra Muindi and Sarah Maritza. There's also a neat little log to keep track of your progress in case you need to put the game away and return to it later.
Oh,
The
sick.
lieutenant goes first. He draws a contract card and moves several of his workers to the Safre territory of the board, and the others to the Seminine Islands.
All right, detective. Your turn.
You have a few options available to you. Will you try to fulfill contracts right away, or rearrange your workers to maximize production on future turns?
Who's your turns?
Remember what the rulebook said. You'll want to choose a strategy early on and stay committed to it.
Oh, I'm gonna leave it up to you guys. All right, here you go, guys. Do we fulfill a contract, let your workers rest for a while, which would be so we can fulfill a contract right away, rearrange your workers to maximize production on future turns, which seems like it might be a good play, or just do whatever Kim did. Go, chat. Go. Nice. Nice. Thanks, guys.
What is the very beginning of the game? Your
I was
workers
worried about
haven't
that.
done any work yet.
They can work a little, but not too
That's
much.
more like it.
Okay.
You produce a handful of archaeological treasures and a smattering of other resources. Meanwhile, the lieutenant spends 2 of his sugar and 1 of his apricot tokens to complete his contract card. He is rewarded with 4 coins and a round wooden token that he places in the center of the board.
That's a market. It's worth 2 victory points.
Lower
The
silence.
lieutenant returns your baleful look with a satisfied grin. Glancing over the board, you see several possible strategies. Pressing more workers into service would increase your economic output and help you to survive a possible conflict with the lieutenant. Or you could ignore your labor supply and focus on fulfilling contracts for points and resources. What do you do?
Press more workers into service.
Using your powers of persuasion, you convince more workers to join your cause. After several turns, your worker tokens greatly outnumber the lieutenants. A vast army of expendable labor is at your command.
Uh-oh. Do we gaze on our workers like a harsh but proud deity, or take pity on their miserable lives? It's just a game, chat. Go. Interesting. Interesting. It's just a board game. Interesting.
Too bad investing in your workers just isn't worth many points. Take a look at the scoring tables in the back.
The lieutenant turns to one of those appendices you skipped over
You
earlier.
see in Table 8C that investing in territorial infrastructure multiplies your final victory point total by 1, which is to say not at all. Whereas erecting monuments in Revachol gives you a multiplier of 5.
You're saying the values of the ruling class are completely divorced from the well-being of the people who generate their wealth. So you're saying I should treat my workers like disposable labor instead. So you're saying I flipped up.
Yes, precisely.
Now it's the lieutenant's turn to respond. He moves aggressively onto the Safri territory. Soon, his workers are producing a steady supply of extremely valuable apricots.
You need to eat apricots, that way he
How
doesn't have
can
them
you
anymore.
let the lieutenant dominate you like that? You need to hit back, and hard. For several turns, you struggle to respond to the lieutenant's burgeoning apricot empire. Eventually, you relocate the majority of your workers to Supremawindi and Saramaritsa, where they begin producing a bumper crop of cocaine tokens.
All right. Where you at,
You
Electro?
draw a new contract card. According to the text, there's an aristocrat willing to trade a large supply of cocaine for a number of coins and access to a rare bonus. Amplified music worth 7 victory points. Oh yeah, baby. Cocaine and rock music go together like cocaine and rock music. You've reached a critical strategic juncture. How do you respond to the lieutenant's aggression?
Ew. Rock and roll, go for the contract, give back to the workers? Attack the lieutenant and steal all his resources. Remember, at the very beginning of this game, it said, stick to your strategy, right? Stick to your strategy. We've been good to the workers so far. If we keep being good to the workers, what happens? Right? So, I'll leave it up to you guys, but remember, it said stick to your strategy. So do we take the contract, give back to the workers, or attack the lieutenant? What do you guys think? I'm really curious as to whether 2 would be stick to your strategy and it would work for us, you know.
Instead of focusing on amassing points, you embark on a quixotic project to win the hearts of your worker tokens. After several turns, you've unlocked advanced hobbies and health insurance. Your workers now produce an extra 2 resources per turn.
You do realize the game is called Suzerainty and not Workers' Paradise, right?
Trying to do right by the people who actually generate the suzerain's wealth.
I don't think the suzerain cares much about the welfare of its workers. Here, watch this.
The lieutenant continues his strategy of aggressively producing apricots for export. He fulfills contract after contract, racking up ever more victory points. The end game is upon you. What will be your crowning achievement as the suzerain's territorial administrator? You could continue your efforts to win the hearts of your worker tokens by building the rarely attempted public education system for your territories. Alternatively, you could actually try to win the game by building the extremely valuable victory column in Revachol, or by crushing the lieutenant in a devastating trade war. The choice is yours.
Education system for your workers. Let's go, guys. Let's go.
There's a reason very few players ever attempt to build a public education system for their worker tokens. It's extremely expensive and never pays off by design. Your boondoggle nearly bankrupts the suzerain's treasury, and you suffer a significant penalty to your final score.
Ouch.
Maybe I should have pursued a different strategy.
That might have been a good idea, yes. Now, let's tally up the scores, shall we?
Computing the final scores is almost a game unto itself. You each spend an inordinate amount of time making stacks of coins, consulting tables, and struggling with basic addition and multiplication. After double, then triple checking your maths, you have your final score. -5 victory points. You'll be lucky if the suzerain doesn't have your whole family executed for such a pitiful performance.
I've got 20 points.
Nothing embarrassed at the point differential.
Well, there's always next time. Figuratively, I mean. There's no way we have time to play this game again. Now, let's clean up and get back to work.
You hold the open game box before you.
Well, that didn't go as planned, did it? Okay, what we, let's back up here. Yo, we had a breakthrough.
Motorway south.
Interesting. Let's see what this is.
The lone vector stretches in your mind's eye into the wild pale yonder, for an unimaginable distance, forgetting, until you can no longer
Through the
remember
wild
anything.
pale yonder, off
No
we go.
cities,
Sorry.
no mountains, no oceans, and finally, no vector. Nothing remains. A blank space with no point of reference, where only one type of motion is possible. The motion of a human throat, swallowing, and then it comes to you. To reach the end of the motorway south is to be unborn. You've had this thought before, while aimlessly wandering the streets of Jamrock. A lost piece of the man you were. A dark hope.
All intellect white checks unlocked. +1 Inland Empire? Interesting. Dude, I hope this didn't bug. I hope this actually works. The last time we had one of these complete, it was all motoric checks unlocked, and it didn't unlock all the motoric checks. Felt really bad. It was bugged. That's actually incredible. We needed intellect checks to be unlocked. Dude, what? I don't understand. We've got Titus. This is intellect. It's not unlocked. The container door, not unlocked. Clage, dramatic. That's intellect, not unlocked. What? All intellect checks unlocked, it says, dude. But they're not. Oh, dude, this game, man. Yep. Known bugs. Feels good, dude. This is a significant, like, this is a big deal for this game. This feels really, 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 really bad. Feels actually terrible. This is not the first time this has happened to us. And getting a thought cabinet fully pursued that was supposed to unlock an entire section of white checks that it didn't do. And that feels actually terrible. Especially for people playing this on like hardcore mode. And like for myself, where I'm trying to get through this without ingesting drugs or alcohol, you need these to work. And that feels really bad. Again, we're not talking about a game that just got released either. This is a 2019 game. This game released in 2019, man. And I've seen all kinds of stuff online now about all kinds of people having these issues with these specific bugs. Over 3 years of being released, and this hasn't been fixed. That feels terrible. That's a pretty big knock on the score for the game for me. As good as this game is, that kind of thing can't go unfixed. That's huge. That's huge. Well, Feels actually terrible. Every single one of these intellect checks should be unlocked now, and they're not. Every single one of these blue checks should be unlocked, and they're not. Awesome. That one. Dude. Feels amazing. That's really, really disheartening. That feels terrible. Feels terrible.
Yes, what is it?
I think this is the only one it unlocked. I think this one was unlocked, or this one was locked, and this is the only one it unlocked, I think. I think so. And it's specific
Yes,
because
what is
it, if you look, it has to do specifically with that Heard of Motorway South, and +2 because of Motorway South Complete. Motorway South is that thought that we just completed. This check specifically gets a buff to having that done, even though it should have unlocked all intellect checks. That feels really bad. Terrible. Have logic? No.
Yes, what is it?
You don't have to. You already have. A long time ago. These
how?
thoughts formed in you somewhere, in a long-forgotten discussion, behind a kitchen table, in the evening light. Drinking coffee and smoking, with a friend, and a woman. She was there too. Her hair smelled of shampoo as she was smoking.
Then is the origin point of the pill.
What?
Swallow, it's how it starts. It's baby pill.
But Pale isn't here. We're thousands of kilometers from the edge.
That comforts her.
Those only affect a transition between the world and that.
Then what is that?
It's nothing. No, it's less than nothing.
It's less than nothing. The final rest state for reality. Imagine if all this, spread your hands, never
Then the
was.
Pale is... But the gradient, it clearly hasn't started yet. We're here, and the Pale is not.
One day, when it's larger, it will be.
I understand. A theory of the Pale where instead of an outer ocean, it metastasizes. Like a cancer or a mold. Erupting in points inside the world.
Nah, this is one of those places.
According to this, how long...
Till it starts swallowing? It's already started. Starting with sound.
And information. Causing data losses in the East Insulindian front. Have you considered why it's formed in a church? And also when or how it might start growing, or if it has other effects, in addition to sound and data?
An intellectual hunger fills her now, casting fear aside.
I also have a question, since we are piling them on. How do you know this? I'm not doubting you. I'm simply curious as to how a detective of the RCM
Knows how to think this.
Formed in a church formed around
Of
it.
course! A pine wood sarcophagus, or a containment facility of some kind, built by the first settlers.
Yes, acting on an instinctual level or religious practices we
I have
forgot.
considered the same. The bad news is, there were 7 pinewood churches built in the first decade of provincial settlement. Most of them were burnt down during the revolution, or repurposed before, during the suzerain. I'm not saying all of them have one in them, but
Some of them might. A black grain hanging in the air.
All the failed businesses in the doomed commercial area. All the failure in
you think
Martinez.
the presence of that puncture has somehow influenced the outcome of events here? Even say software development?
She already made up her mind when she heard it. Some kind of great and uncaring force had to play a part. It wasn't only them.
All the failed businesses and ideologies. There's something
I
wrong there.
told the producers we need to go and move to a normal office building with amenities. But no, the artists like the milieu,
I like
the writers like the
Perpetuating the idea of this,
told
like,
them.
you know, idea that there's a force behind the things that are going wrong. To let people still working in there know about this, it might be affected.
You mean Plaisance and the dice maker? There was almost no one left when we packed up.
Yeah, both of them
Then
deserve to
we'll
know.
tell them.
I think I had this thought before. That's how I
An
know.
amateur anthropomedic police officer. I'd like to say I've heard stranger things, but I'm not sure. This is a hell of a guess, however. Well worded, I might add.
Yes, it is very interesting. But I wouldn't say you know. This is a guess. One that's going to have to be proved by anthroponetic scientists.
Conclude, one day all the world will be like that 2mm hole.
She falls silent. The wind blows in through the hole in the stained glass window. Cold and moist.
I'm going to leave that out. But the rest? Some of this I can use to start to explain this to the rest of the team. Maybe I'll sound mad, but
Man, you will certainly sound man.
one more thing. Maybe a club for anodic music isn't the worst thing you can erect around this particular point in space.
It was the only thing keeping this place and the rest of reality
I
together.
wouldn't go so far as...
Yeah! Once the light is on in the universe, it will never go out.
Thank you, Egghead. Let's leave it at that, shall we? We have an anthropogenic detection to perform in this district.
Alright, let's work in peace. Yeah! Cleaning out the rooms. Someone's been walking around in your dreams lately looking for something tidying up, rearranging, storing away all the unrealized dreams, putting old pains in boxes. The worst nightmares have settled down for a while. A spot of light on the bedroom door after the dark, the fluttering of eyelids in the spring sun, a thought that arises only to disappear again, and yet there's a pattern emerging. I guess I'll just get rid of Motorway South. I mean, it didn't really do anything because it's +1 Inland Empire. Feels bad. It unlocked this specific check. That was it. Now, how many logic checks do we have right now, though? Titus. We might need to get rid of the logic. Our logic's not super high to begin with. That negative logic's not going to be helping anything. Save game. Church. Wow. It's 2 -1 logics there. Not great. What's our volition at? Volition would go to 5. Damage, it's -3 because of our damage right now. I think I'll do that. We need to get the logic up just a bit more. At least volition goes up when we're healthy. So... Dude, how close am I to another level up? Super. Hold on. I'm going to load that real quick. I need that stat point. I wasn't thinking about that. Yeah, we're gonna hold up for a second before we start cleaning out the room. We might try to start that before we go to sleep tonight. We'll see. What does everybody else have to say here?
The mother of humanism. Why? That does seem to be a problem. I don't know. Only a strange little set. The mother of human.
Good morning! Yeah! Harder car!
Interfacing. Super low. Okay, hold on. Interfacing. Can we get more interfacing? Got +2 right now. I don't know if we get much more. If any. Negative. I just have to try to roll it anyways.
Good morning! Yeah! Harder car!
Hold on. Talk to these guys real quick.
Oh, hey man, it's good to see you.
Yikers, dude. Did we not already try that?
Goodbye, officer.
Am I tripping, dude? Why did put the sunglasses on sound like you're eating something? It sounds so weird.
Oh, hey man, it's good to see you.
8?
Goodbye, officer.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Yo, man, what's on your mind?
It's just all right. Lines about the source of the doom. From Dice Maker about the source of the doom. Okay, let's try this out. It's 8:37 right now. Let's go and form the Dice Maker first. Homie?
Oh, It's you again. Are you looking for a die?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Gosh,
I'm
think
a
I found the
bit
actual
overloaded.
source of the
You mean
curse.
the curse that I'm spared of because I live outside its immediate reach?
It's a bit more complicated than I first thought it would be.
I'm listening.
There's 2 millimeter hole in reality located in a church on the other side of the canal. I think it may be related to hell.
Excuse me? A 2mm hole in reality? This can't be true.
I'm afraid it is, ma'am. Sona Lukanen killed the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident made the discovery.
Sona is involved in this?
She appears to take this in while the chatter from her headphones continues unabated.
So it's even worse than I thought. It's not just the commercial area that's cursed, it's the entire world.
She looks outside the window where the night has fallen on the yard.
I guess the least I can do is check up on Sona, see how she's doing. In any case, thank you for stopping by. It's good to have an answer, even if I can't claim to understand it fully.
Okay, so let's go down and talk to the dice or the Pleasance now. Okay, leave that. That would have been just as fast just to go all the way down, huh? I'm an idiot. Come on, man, run! We're here, buddy. Let's go.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
License, I have something to tell you. I found the actual source of the
What do you
doom.
mean, the actual source? Are you talking about the third presence?
She remembers. Good.
Yes, the presence, the entity, the malicious energy, however you may want to call it. My investigation has led me to discover a 2 millimeter entropic hole, intraplanetic, hole in reality. That's a source of doom, both in the commercial area and in Martinez.
A what?
A tiny hole in reality. It may be connected with the pill. An origin point of sorts. It would explain why historically, so many things have ended in failure here in Martinez.
Ma'am, what he's saying is true. We found an anthroponetic anomaly in the small
Tell him,
Inuit
Tim.
church down the coast. I don't mean to be an alarmist, and more research is needed, but it's not looking good.
But that's not in any of the ancient texts. How am I supposed to protect my bookstore from that?
She's too afraid to even say the word.
Protect it with hope.
You're right, officer. I mustn't lose faith, especially now that Annette is finally settling in at school and making friends.
Good old
No,
Annette.
we
Little
can't just
Annette.
leave.
Little cutie pie. What a good little kid, man.
Besides, didn't I have some Sailite hope catchers round here somewhere? I must find them. Everything will be all right if I can just find them. Thank you for your help in any case. You're
Well,
welcome
sir.
back here anytime.
Cool, thank you. Farewell for now, book peddler. Peddling your books. Let's check something else out here. Let's go back to the church. Yeah! Wow.
Yes, what is it?
Hey, about that 2 millimeter
The
hole
swallow,
again.
you mean? What about it?
That's
Great.
all I wanted. Whatever, bro. Dude, I cannot flippin' believe That stupid, again, dude, not the first time this happened. That's the second thought, dude, that was supposed to unlock all the checks under one of the areas of the mind, and it didn't do it. That is super molding for me. All right. Here's what I'm gonna do. Hey, what's up, buddy?
Hi again, Gendarme.
Hello.
Bye-bye, Gendarme.
Bye-bye. Yo, there's so many noose in between them. What? Excuse me.
Hey, was there something you need? Another thing. Great. Yes?
Oh, dude, I wish I could sing karaoke again. It's a good time. Get in here, bro. Is it drama for this check? Is that what it is?
I was just thinking, what a nice evening it is for taking part in a murder investigation.
Drama it out. You guys ready? Time for the drama. Super drama. +3 right now. Something taking our drama down. +4, go. All right.
I was just thinking, what a nice evening it is for taking part.
Who? What? Dear God, you've been lied to. She could have killed her lover and lied to everyone. She's not candid at all. She's smoke and mirrors and willow-wisps. She probably didn't give you her real name either. Why would she?
Arrest her!
Immediately, before she further entangles you in her web of lies. Take it easy. Don't overcompensate with this course correction. Ask questions first. See?
You know, I think you didn't make that call to the station.
I did. What is this? I called your desk or whatever it is. The numbers are all over town. Call 8-100-2 for emergencies. There was an older woman on the other end. It sounded like she was smoking. She took my complaint. She coughed.
That is the emergencies desk number. Anyone could know that, sire, by looking around and calling the desk. I don't believe a single word she says.
What time did you make the call?
Thursday night. It was late, sometime after 12.
It checks out.
Anyone can know the number, and that someone coughed. It means nothing.
But I know the time of the call, too. I know I have not been 100% truthful with you, officers. But I am now.
You sense a little hesitation there, or maybe even fear. The stress was on the wrong syllable. Welcome to the Wake Up Club, brother.
Your real name isn't Clage Amando.
I agree. You wouldn't give us your real name, not when people are after you.
Okay.
Her voice cracked suddenly like there's a garrote around her neck. Okay, what?
Okay, it's not.
Good, you can tell me the
I log
truth.
your work every week. It's all transmitted to common, sir. I couldn't just beg you not to enter my name. So I lied. Like I lied before. Like I did at LCSB. I have to lie all the time. I'm so tired of it.
Passport BS2, that passport you keep hidden.
No, it's submerged in a plastic buoy on the coast, in the reeds. It just doesn't say Clausia Amandu.
Plazia,
It says
my bad.
Anouk Mea Smith.
Falsified documents?
Passport and visa. Given to me by my employer. I can't even use them. My employer probably leaked the name, Mea Smith, to hurt me.
Why would they do that?
I didn't show up to a rendezvous. They don't take that lightly. I didn't show up because I was afraid they'd do something to me. The job was finished. I'm just a liability now.
She fears an arrest right here and now. This has been an awful turn of events for her.
Where's this booty?
West of the boardwalk, in the reeds, on the coast there. I put it there when I first arrived. Haven't been there since. I'm not sure I could even find it now. It's useless.
The lieutenant makes a note of it.
You're welcome to it. It's in the reeds northwest of here, past the Bergen sewage pipe, right near the waterline.
Tell me your real name.
Katarzyna Lazie.
Smile on her face is timid, almost painfully so.
It's a Grad name, Jimsk or Yugo Grad in origin. Not Occidental at all. Smells of motor oil, tiger, economic desolation, and rock music-infused alcoholism.
Hold on. Katarzyna, what did they say? Elysium? Is not an Oranese name, is it? It's not even Mundi, it's
My
Grad.
parents were Zhemsk immigrants, but I'm nationalized Oranese. All I remember is Oranje. Alasie is my father's name.
Finally, we meet.
She nods. Her round eyes meet yours. They seem moist from the wind on the roof.
No.
She nods, her back straight, ready for whatever is next.
They look ridiculous. Lieutenant Kim, why have we not arrested her
There
yet?
may be grounds here, at least for an extended detention.
A little whimper. The young woman hears you. She's looking around.
Well, I told you you're under arrest.
But I haven't done anything. Anything illegal.
Failure to aid a police investigation. Fucking mind games. Enough. That's right, gang. Stern and merciless now. Stern and merciless as we reel her in.
Failure to aid a police officer, you've wasted our time in a time-critical
The
investigation.
lieutenant produces a pair of handcuffs.
Please no.
But there's nowhere to go. A two-story drop to the Plaza Mosaic. If she could, she would have run before.
I think I know who did it. Who shot Lely. I can tell you. I can help you.
I think it was her, dude. What do you know who shot him? We don't have any hard evidence on this individual yet, but...
She's silent for a second, as if looking into herself for certainty. Then, in a hushed voice, she says, gearing up for this betrayal is hard for her.
Ruby.
Yep. Why do you think it was
She
her?
has this thing for me. Ever since I met her and the boys downstairs. She's been pretty frank about what she wants.
What she's saying is... sex?
Sex?
And more. I made the mistake of confiding in her. I told her I was on the run. She started protecting me. It became an unhealthy relationship. When I started spending time with Lely, she told me to end it. Said there would be shit if I didn't. It was not a good meeting. We stopped talking after that, but...
Wait. Everyone, just wait. What is this? Derail this whole thing immediately and investigate.
Before we do, what exactly in your relationship made you think she is romantically interested in you?
she said she's in love with me. She even asked me to run away with her when I told her I'm a fugitive. She started developing notions about our relationship.
Were they romantically involved
And
at
you
all?
led her on?
A little. I was flattered, you know? But then I had to let her off, and it was not easy. I came to regret being friendly with her. We maybe kissed, nothing more.
Sensationalism and guesses.
I know what it sounds like. That's why I didn't want to tell you before. But she knew what had happened when I came downstairs. Somehow, she knew Lely was dead. She wasn't surprised at all. When we came up here, she was calm as a stone, too. She cleaned it all up like she had a plan.
Ruby said there would be crap happening if you didn't end your relationship with the deceased. Was she threatening you?
She came over one night, drunk. Said she'd turn my life into a living hell. I've been threatened before, so I can tell when someone knows how to do it. And she's a pro. She must be. To keep the Hardys in line. I tried severing ties with her after that. I thought it had worked, but...
She looks through the window of her room.
Some of that fear is still with her.
She exhales
sharply. What are you talking about? She's afraid you'll arrest her.
And how could she have killed him?
You said there was a secret route there, right?
She points to the door that leads to the pinball
She
workshop.
could have come up through there, then taken this shot. Right here, where I stand. It was too dark outside. I wouldn't have seen her.
Then slipped back downstairs without anyone noticing. That is possible.
Interesting theory. Did she know that door exists? Had you been out there with her?
Yes. She's been up here many times. She used to come to drink on the roof when,
Thinking about the peephole, right? Perforation in the pinball workshop wall.
She would have seen us. My bed is right next to...
She's forgotten her cigarette in the ashtray.
You mean to suggest she made it?
No. No. Why would she do that to herself? No. I just remembered you told me about it, and...
She's not really sure. It was right above the bed. She could have seen all sorts of things from there. Don't let your imagination run wild here, sire. Keep it on track.
Okay, that's it for Ruby. Wrap it up.
Okay, and what? Arrest the liar now. Why? She told us some pretty interesting things there. Don't arrest her. Push her a bit more, but then let her off. That Ruby theory was solid. And she's beautiful. She's stuck here. She's already in prison. Look around. She's only trying to help you. Her. Stop letting her distract you.
That's all good, but I think we should still take you in just in case. Step a little bit closer.
Still? After all this, sir, please. It's a shitty world, and I know I'm shitty too. I know.
Her hand turns into a fist, slowly crushing the cigarette she's still
But
holding.
I don't deserve to be sent to the moral intern and ground into paste just because I disturbed the sanctity of accounting. That's some multinational.
She's gearing up for a last stand. This is it.
What do you deserve,
I
then?
don't know. To spend my days with smoke, and drink and dance, wallowing in shit. Just like everyone else.
What other option do I
You
have?
have those station calls, right? Where I have to show up at the station or I'll become a fugitive. You can write me one. You don't have to take me in right now. I promise I won't go out anymore at night. I'll be right here. I know you can do that. Just let me come in on my own. In 2 months, or maybe even 1 month. That's all I need.
Yep, sorry. She did it, dude.
You do have the form.
That's it. I'm calling it. Kim is beyond compromise. Definitely, sire.
What will have changed in 2 months or 1 month?
Everything could change. This city, the extradition rules, the people after me could be in jail. Or maybe Revachol.
All silent.
There is desperation there, in that silence. A cornered animal looking for a way out.
Maybe Revachol could be free. I could be tried in a free Revachol. An independent state that doesn't hand its detainees over to the moral intern.
You should have thought about that before you killed somebody.
A free Revachol. There is a low, distant rumble on the motor tracks. A great machine shaking the pillars down south. Electricity runs up your spine.
I find that hard to believe, miss.
Excuse me. One second, guys. 1 second. Goodness gracious. Grab something to drink real quick. Ah. Tim says, I find it hard to believe, miss. The handcuffs jingle in his hand. What was that feeling?
It's coming.
So find it hard to believe.
Don't. The world can change. It has changed before.
She looks at you frozen to her
That's
spot.
not the answer she was hoping for. Thought that you were some kind of patriot or communard, did she? This was her last card. There is nothing more she can say. The final decision is yours. You alone stand on the throne of your mind.
Interesting. Boy, dude. Busy King. Yo, GG's, dude. Congrats. Incredible, man. Incredible. Yo. Hey, man. Did you see that new game, that new TCG that came out? Or new card game that came out on Steam? I showed it off here recently. Or I didn't play it, but I showed it on Steam. Dude, that's incredible, man. Let me see, dude. Boop, 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 boop. Might be something up your alley. I don't know. I don't know if it's competitive TCG or anything, but Nadir. I think it's more like a single-player kind of early access roguelike deck builder card game. Yeah, card battler deck building. Nadir. Maybe look into. I don't know. I know you like the card game stuff, dude. So, Nadir. It's got 84% positive reviews right now. Yeah, Nadir. Nadir. Looks pretty cool. Looks like it could be pretty cool. I don't think it's competitive. Yeah, I don't think it's competitive, like online competitive stuff like Gwent is or anything. But it looks like a pretty cool little deck building game. Whoa, that was really loud. Holy crap! Sorry. Just in case you want something like just to chill and maybe not do online stuff with every once in a while or something. Something new to check out.
Everything.
There is desperation.
Maybe Revachol.
A free Revachol.
I find that hard to believe, miss.
Got nothing to do with anything.
I know, but
She doesn't know what to say.
Her political gambit has failed. This was her last card.
I made my choice.
She looks at you in silence, her face filled with fear, lips parted. Wait.
Yeah, that's incredible, dude.
Kim will
like
have to transport
really
you.
happy for you, dude.
You'd be without your partner for the rest of the day.
The rest of Kim will have to transport her. You without your partner for the rest of the day.
Shut up. He's making a decision, and it's his to make.
That's big, dude. Yeah, I'm really happy for you, man. That's awesome. That's awesome, dude. Guys, what do we do here? What do we do? I mean, here's my thought. We'll probably put this up to a vote, but this is kind of my thought process. And we've played this as a pretty straight-laced scenario for our character here. We've been pretty decent cop through this playthrough. We haven't been drinking. We haven't been partying it up or anything. We've been trying to do things the right way for the most part. And this individual has been giving us the runaround. Could have made this a little bit easier on us. I don't think that letting her off the hook for now is really an option. I think it's either going to be an arrest or a station call. Mr. Station call. I think that's probably the play. What do you guys think? What are you guys thinking? Yeah. Get arrested, idiot. Just rest, everybody. Let's go. All right. I was actually kind of probably leaning more towards station call stuff until we got some more information. But you know what? I'm fine with it. Let's go. She shouldn't have lied to us in the first place. Okay? If this whole Ruby ordeal is actually the truth, who knows at this point? We can't trust anything she says, right? So
I will escort you to the motor carriage outside, miss.
With a muffled whimper, she extends her wrists. They're white, bony, exposed below the rolled-up sleeves of her jumpsuit. Waiting for your teeth and talons to cut into.
This won't be necessary. I will take you to Station 57 myself and slow the extradition process as much as I can. It may be possible to stall it indefinitely, but you will be safer there for the purposes of this investigation.
Turns to
I
you.
can do this on my own. She's not an immediate flight risk. See you tomorrow morning, officer. Downstairs at the Whirling in Rags. Or outside your shack.
Interesting. Okay.
The machine.
Ooh. Interesting. Yeah, I bet you're stoked, dude. That's really, really neat. We'll have to go inspect the buoy and do the Titus thing. We're about to go get ourselves organized, though. Okay, hold on. We have 2 skill points right now. It is 21-25. That kind of happened. All right there. Yo, what are you still doing out here? What the crap? Oh, everybody's still out here.
Odd.
Right, I'm going. See you, buddy. I don't think that this is going to change things for us, but I'm going to take a look real quick. Then we'll go wait until the meeting starts with the guys.
You're back before the cargo container. Its drawer has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems to have grown slightly. No reply. The knock produces a hollow ring of metal. Doesn't sound like there's anything inside the container.
What other rhetoric do we have to get done here? Oh, dude. Yeah. Okay. The Titus is available again, though. Let's go talk to Titus real quick. And then we'll, Wait. Let me just, God damn it. Come on, mate. Come on, mate. I don't think I want to pursue this check until Emma's back with us tomorrow, so we'll probably hold off. I just want to see how this...
Just dragged her away, huh?
Okay, that's what I was afraid of.
Didn't think you had it in you.
I didn't have what in me to arrest her? Dude, I don't have the right clothes on either.
Yeah, you ruthless son of a bitch.
He nods approvingly.
You certainly didn't have it in me. I always let the pretty ones go. I'm soft like that.
Yeah, like when we let old Clancy's widow walk.
Oh, Denise, the diner girl. The milk rack on that one.
He says almost... what is that? I would mispronounce
Can't
that.
say
So
I
let's
wasn't
move on.
sad to see her go. Our Clausia there. Her face when your friend walked her out. Goddamn.
Flip with the sun, boy. Point to yourself. Get burned. Let's go. We got to go with that.
Goddamn you, son boy. I guess there's nothing to do about it now. I just hope she can game her way through the system and come out the other way. Don't think I forgot how I specifically let you know how I felt about her arrest either. Now, what do you want?
His tone is friendly now, and the last words are actually accompanied with a little smile. Titus's posture is more relaxed than when you first met him. He is relieved that this Clausia business is finally over.
Yeah. Okay, so we got the logic to take care of. I don't want to do it without Kim with us, though, so... Why is this dude even interactable?
Hey, was there something... Another thing, yes?
Whatever, broski. Anything new with you?
Hi again, Gendarme.
About
You
this
can
robe I'm
keep it.
wearing.
I don't mind. I can appreciate beauty when I see it. Is it now? Well, enjoy it.
I love that line, dude. I love that
Bye-bye,
line.
Gendarme.
Alright, man, let's put our clothes back on. Okay. That guy. Tripping. Where am I? Oh, we got the glasses on. Jacket. What jacket? Nope. Where's it at? This one. Yeah, that works. I like that. We're back in business. Now.
You sit on the wind-worn wooden planks of the bench. Your time path, darkness ahead.
Okay. Now we can go do the
The barely keeps your hands warm.
We need to get our intelligence stuff on though. Get that drama up. Might be better. Conceptualization. Logic? Let's do that. Probably don't need physical instrument. What shirt do we change to? Conceptualization? Rhetoric? With conceptualization, how about that? Encyclopedia, drama. I don't think we need interfacing. What gloves do we have? A half-light? Electrochemistry? Is that it? Oh, gross. Authority. What about pants? Do we have any smarty pants? Let's just go. Oh yes, we were gonna try to do this. What is this, conceptualization check?
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
Just one other conceptualization. I think that's it.
Just an ordinary wall.
It doesn't even help, dude.
Yeah. Why? It's a wall. An ordinary wall.
Dude. Go. Whoa, what's that? Interesting. Go out this way. What's up, Cindy? Cindy!
Hello again, officers.
Catch you later. Let's go in here. Hey guys, what's up? Oh! This be the Phasmid? Probably not. Where'd the other one go? Oh, am I? Yo, thanks. Thought I changed it. Pretty sure I changed it actually. Nope. It's definitely Disco Elysium, my friend. You might need to refresh. Thank you, though. Pew, 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 pew.
You're back.
Ready to talk about the infra-materialism.
Yes.
let's get right to it.
His companion leans forward, ready to jump in. They're impressed that you dove right into the most advanced parts of the theory. Half an hour evaporates and the conversation is still wending its way toward new and unexpected places. The cool breeze coming off the bay wraps itself around the Capeside apartments in a nearly forgotten part of that glorified construction site, surrounded by rusted pieces of scaffolding and walls of faded tarpaulin. A detective of the RCM debates the intricacies of an abstruse theory with a pair of university students.
Trying to figure out how the pill fits in
The
all
two
this.
phenomena are actually deeply intertwined. Many inframaterialists believe that Pale is actually a manifestation of nostalgia and historical inertia. Those same theorists have hypothesized that revolution may in fact create a counterforce that prevents the Pale from expanding.
Now the breeze has subsided. All is still except for the last bits of steam rising from the coffee pot.
Well, on that note, I think we can call it an evening.
Yes. One of our better discussions lately, on the whole.
Hang on, is that
What
it?
do you mean, is that it? You've done the reading, we talked about it. What more do you expect from a reading group?
What questions you know about communism?
You could always ask, I guess.
Two young men look at each other.
We probably won't get a better chance. Honestly.
But it's getting late, so maybe pick the most important question. Come on. We have things to do in the morning.
Okay.
All right, here we go. We're devoting all your available brain cells to coming up with a question about communism. Scratch that. To coming up with the question about communism. Looking for an Amiga of communism questions. And that question is...
Are women bourgeois? Oh god, that's bad. Surely I can think of something better.
Maybe in another life, but not this one. Face it,
right.
This is the question that's been simmering inside you all along. No. This was supposed to take your mind off the other thing.
Hang on, I thought I was really getting into the theory back there.
Sure, you spent some time getting lost in your theoretical labyrinths, but this has been the beast at the center this whole time.
Maybe I should keep this one to myself.
It's too late. You've already opened your mouth to speak.
All right, are women bourgeois?
The young man gives you a slightly confused look, as though he's sure you asked something else and he simply misheard. No, he heard you crystal clear. Somehow, it sounded even worse out loud.
Somehow.
He wants to know if women are bourgeois, Esteban.
Yes, I heard him. Give me a moment.
Takes a deep breath and turns
What
to
makes
you.
you ask that question above any other?
Because they can't handle me. I'm a GD superstar. They won't let me forget the life we used to have together. I don't know. It's just what my brain told me to say. One's just too much fun, dude. It would either be 1 or 3.
Ah, gendarme. Your problem isn't ideological, it's personal. You ask that question because you're still under the influence of ideology. That's natural. You're like a fish that's only now discovering that her whole life has been dictated by the movements of sea currents. That's what ideology is. It's like there are these invisible forces everywhere, pushing and tugging you this way and that, and you don't even know they're there.
Is it even possible to imagine a world without ideology?
Of course it's possible. Just extremely difficult. You practically have to be a world historical individual to do it. Do you know the story of Dobrova and Abadanais?
I don't know what you're talking about. Who were they?
The so-called revolutionary lovers. The dual commissars of revolution in Insulinda. Yulia Dobrova came from Grad. Jean Abadanais was born in Revachol. She was brilliant, charismatic, a revolutionary comet. He was her partner and stabilizer, the planet who kept her in orbit.
What became of them, though? There seems to be a blank paragraph in the history books.
Yikers.
It's from them we get the notion of dual leadership, the Decomptage, Revachol's truly great contribution to revolutionary thought. I believe it even persists in some form in the RCM, even to this day.
Happened to them?
They died on their own terms, like real revolutionaries. There's a lot to say for that.
You're saying women are only bourgeois because of ideology?
There's more to it than that. People still make their own choices. It's a matter of being aware of what's influencing them.
What does this question say about me?
Yes, that's the question you should be asking yourself.
His companion nods, but offers no further solace.
I need to take some time to think about all
The
this.
young man nods, but says nothing. He appears to be distracted by something. He's lost in his own thoughts. You wonder what silt you've stirred in the bottom of his soul. Of course, the matchboxes. You'd very nearly forgotten to ask about them. Now may be your last chance.
The matchboxes, you were trying to make the tower from Nilsson's Terms.
So you really did read all the way to the end. Yeah, Uli and I were trying to see whether there was enough plasm between the two of us to hold up a few matchboxes.
Saying it out loud makes him realize how foolish it sounds.
It was just a little informal experiment. No reason to take it too seriously.
We try again, all of us.
The young man looks at you a moment, then at his companion.
What could it hurt? All right,
let's
give
go.
it another go.
Mind power.
Before long, a modest tower begins to rise from the pile of matchboxes.
Easy, Uli.
We're a 3-head in this game. Good thing we're not in real life, but in the game we are, and we're not going to be much help.
It's holding. It's holding.
The higher the tower goes, the quieter the room seems to become. Aside from the occasional comment, the three of you are completely absorbed by the task.
All right, you go next, Stepan.
The young man pushes back his shirt sleeves, revealing the pale flesh of his forearms.
Look at how ridiculous we look. Oh, we got like a fluid kimono on with some armored boots and gloves, like a ski cap with some big old bifocals, and like a button-up shirt and a bow tie. We look absolutely ridiculous. Oh.
Is it? He's holding. He's holding. Ah, shit.
It's all right, Stepan. That was still very close. One of our best performances yet.
It's fine, Uli. That's enough parlor games for one night. We should clean up.
You guys did great. Look at my flashlight.
Yes, it's probably time for you to take your leave as well.
Wait a minute, if you don't mind. We wanted to get your opinion on something. A few little changes we've been thinking about.
Kind of changes.
Nothing too major, I think. We were talking potentially about relaxing some parts of our admissions process.
Probably would help if you didn't make people go through a whole interview just to join. Maybe you should ditch the passphrases and meet in a coffee house. Have you considered changing up the reading list? Keep it the way things are.
I thought the cloak and dagger routine made us seem more appealing.
I thought so too, but perhaps we overdid it. Just a little. There was another thing. We were also debating putting up some posters around town.
Though some of us maintain that advertising is an unacceptably bourgeois tactic.
Sounds like something Cindy could help with.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
I guess no one could accuse Cindy of having a bourgeois aesthetic.
No way, dude.
Plus, I've got the perfect place in mind. Put some more coffee on, Uli. We've got a long night ahead of us. We should probably get Cindy in here too. Oh, and Gendarme. One last thing. I've been thinking about what you asked before. About women, you know? Not that it's any of my business. But it sounds like this question is really tearing you up inside.
It is tearing you up. It's like there's a tiny, hateful beast shredding your very soul.
So, good luck with that, I guess.
Interesting. Cindy!
Hello again, officers.
Goodbye, Cindy! On here. Oh, we're 5 points away from another level. Interesting. We'll probably do cleaning up the rooms before we go to sleep. Maybe we should go ahead and initiate that now. It's a great research bonus. None. Literally, all intellect white checks unlocked and it didn't do it. Oh, God. But tomorrow we're going to need more logic, so we'll probably get rid of... I like that this gives us volition, but it does take logic away, too. Is that... Damage, -3. Is that permanent, or is that damage from, like, things we sustained today? I can't remember how that works. Inland Empire. Oh, we probably don't. I would get rid of that one, but we need logic. So we'll end up getting rid of this. Points. Can I fast travel? Why would I be able to, game? You know? God. It's a fucking game, dude. What about now, game? Nope. Because why? Why would we? What about now, game? Fast travel? Nope. Sick. Awesome. Feels good. Feels good. Change our clothes back real quick. That on. That. That's better. Thank God, dude. Hey, pretty lady.
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it. The wind is turning southeast. What's on your mind,
Oh,
officer?
for real? I didn't even know they were coming out with one, man, so I'll have to look at it. Easy you. Okay.
It's getting cold.
Enter the shack.
An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see the reflection of your face in it, adorned with the expression.
What grow chemistry can we boost? That works. Well, it's 3, I guess. This isn't going to be a good roll.
An old mirror hangs on the wall.
28.
You see the reflection of your face in it, adorned with the expression. It's like something.
We hit it, dude.
A nerve ending, a thought, a sadness. Your face in the mirror is suddenly clean of the layer that had distorted it for God knows how long. Just like that, it's over. The running gag that your life had become. A sad old man looks back at you.
We would be able to do this one again if this game wasn't bugged. That'd be cool. Interesting. We hit that, dude. Cool. Bong! Gripping, dude. It's the jacket. I need the jacket. I like that guy. Let's go. Dude, we nailed that. Incredible.
The bed is comforting. The place feels almost like home now, quiet and dignified around you. A new life by the seaside. You're incredibly tired. The darkness and warmth come fast. You're falling asleep.
It's easier this time. Drifting off, your head has found a comfortable indent in the pillow. Your legs and your torso feel like lead weights sinking to the bottom of the sea. Until there's suddenly light.
This respite. You've earned it, brother. Bask in the darkness. Let it swallow you up and swivel you around while you forget everything you've managed to remember.
I love this voice actor, dude. I love it so much. Oh, dude, it's so good. Is this the last dream?
No, this is the one before that. We'll just keep cycling it for you if you don't mind. As long as we can. Spin it like black yarn.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
Thank you, Darkness. Thank you.
You're welcome, Harry boy. You earned it.
Fall into a deep, uninterrupted sleep.
After centuries of darkness, the alarm rings. But what's this? You actually feel rested. There's no time to cuddle with your pillow, however, or as much as shiver from the cold. The world awaits.
Come on, Harry boy. Go. Go. Go, brother. Up and at 'em.
An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see...
Hey, my dude. Oh, we're just gonna hang out in here together? Or not?
Yes?
What just happened? Alright, dude, nothing. Alright, tasks. There's a buoy west of the boardwalk on the coast, somewhere in the reeds. I would guess we gotta go look at that. I'm guessing. Talking about over here? Somewhere, probably. Let's travel over here first, take a look. See if we can find this thing. That noise. It's gonna have to be over on the other side. Okay. Let's take a quick peek around here. Hello? What? Bro, where did Kim go? Kim just die? Kim! Where are you, brother? There you are, dude. Man, you scared me. God, the fast travel is so broken, dude. I should have just looked while I was already over there. Go looking around this morning. We gotta go talk to Titus. Dude, I really want to get into this place, but it's a flippin' struggle. Hold on, let me see something.
An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot.
20 interfacing, dude. God, I would love to know what's in there. Relay tower coordinates boat traffic in the bay. Barely.
Just dead. Poor thing.
Poor things. Say west of the boardwalk. I just wanted to make sure there wasn't anything over here we hadn't seen. Or anything new, anyways. So... Game's moving slow today, man. I still haven't figured out how to get into this place.
You see, a slogan used to intertwine with the
Aha, is this it?
A metal and plastic contraption bobs up and down amidst the trembling reeds. At first, it just looks like trash, but if you look closer...
That, over there, must be the boy class you told us about. The one she hid her passport in. We should take a look.
Get up.
You lift the boy out of the water without much effort. It's not tied to anything. The cords dangling from the bottom appear to have been cut.
Examine it.
The number 11 has been written on the yellow plastic. It hasn't been in the water for very long, but it's already discolored and slimy with silt. A latch holds it close, but only just barely. The brittle metal of the latch has cracked.
Simple construction. Very unsafe.
Shake
There's
it.
something in there, splashing around.
Sniff
It
it.
smells like you would expect it to smell. A concentrated version of the coast. Salt, industrial slop, and decay.
Yum.
The water this side
Let's
of
go
the
eat.
peninsula is cleaner. Actually, smells a little salty.
Okay, open the
A
boot.
shot glass's worth of seawater pours out. Some algae, and nothing else.
Well done.
If it's still here a little longer, it would float
We
away.
still got here too late. There's nothing of use here anymore.
No, Doc, and who do you think took them?
I have no idea.
Come on, Quirk. We know what was in the buoy anyway.
Or think we do.
Right.
This is a small loose end, either way. Not important, I hope.
Maybe Klaji took them herself.
That may very well be the case. We should keep an eye on her. Nothing more for us to do here. Let's go.
You could ask the miss what she thinks, later if you have the time, though you doubt she'll tell you much at this point.
He's arrested. There's nothing else to do with that, right? Just make sure here.
The dome-shaped plastic...
Alright, let's go. We're gonna have to go talk to Titus. User code hasn't been used in decades. A
scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from...
Meaning...
The lieutenant... 2 officers of the law against the world, nodding in unison. It is your source of power. The bond of camaraderie between you is palpable. The lieutenant is nodding so hard it looks like his head is about to snap off his neck.
Don't stop nodding.
The lieutenant matches your nodding pace. He's a true professional. The nodding's reaching critical mass. You can't take this much longer, Captain.
Keep nodding, GD. Stay the course.
A small bead of sweat runs down the side of the lieutenant's face.
Oh,
as
dude.
He maintains his nodding. It's too much. You can feel your vertebrae starting to crack, your muscles groaning.
Just one more nod.
The lieutenant takes out a handkerchief and softly taps the sweat off his temple. A faint crack echoes through the coast.
Oh, dude.
Abort! Abort! No.
Oh, bro.
Shit, it's too late.
Busted the neck, did you?
Ah!
I stopped when you did. My neck was really starting to hurt. Don't worry, it's a man. Now, we should get going.
Oh, dude. Oh, that's too funny, man. I love it. That is flipping hilarious. That's so funny, dude. Oh, man. Let's go talk to Titus, dude. Probably you should go see if Joyce has anything new to say as well. Oh man, we're just both sitting there like head banging, you know? So flippin' funny, dude. Oh God, give me the fast travel, you buttholes! So tired of that. It only works like half the time. I don't get it. Wait, these dudes are gone? Weird. Oh, jeez, dude. Please, please, please. Please, just let me fast travel. God. So frustrating. Bro, are you ready to let me have that sandwich?
Oh, sorry, officer.
Shut up, dude. Flashlight back on. Bro. Wrong hands. Yeah, let's go. It's time.
Inside, you see a set of steering
Yeah, I
levers,
know,
a
man.
radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the
radio.
Precinct 57, how may I assist you?
First.
10-4, come in, officer. Over. Roger that.
You know what, dude? I don't upgrade mine that often either. I just don't. I don't see the need in it. One of the reasons I don't is because I hate transferring all my crap over, man. I don't like doing that. I back up my stuff, but I don't like transferring it. But I'm not real big on like trading my devices in either. So, dude, how long have I had mine now? What do I have, an S9 Plus, I think? I've had mine for a number of years now. Things. Yeah, I mean, it's running well, dude. So, I don't know. And I'm a tech guy, you know, so for me, I've been thinking here lately, it's probably coming time for me to go ahead and upgrade, get something new, but, we'll see. We'll see. I'll tell you what, it used to, whenever, in the earlier days of the, smartphone, you know, oh, for real? They're well-built phones, dude. Samsung makes well-built phones. In the earlier days of the smartphone, what I had noticed was what would end up being the catalyst for me actually upgrading or getting a new phone was usually the phone slowing down too much or the battery turning to trash. It was one of those two things. And the technology's evolved enough now. It's gotten good enough. Mobile technology's gotten good enough now that it doesn't happen that often anymore. You know, batteries are much better now than they used to be. And even, you know, the internal, like, RAM and stuff is much better than it used to be, so your phones don't slow down like they used to. Quality phones anyways, you know, so... Mine's doing well, dude. I think that's what I've got, the S9 Plus. Yeah. And I really enjoy it. I think that's the main thing. If I didn't enjoy my device, dude, I probably would have switched a long time ago. But I really like it, you know. And that's always something that I'm kind of concerned with, like upgrading just because no serious reason or whatever. I could possibly end up with some device that I'm not that thrilled with. You know, and then I'll just be like, well, crap, what was the point, you know? So, yeah. That's what, I think it's probably going to be time here before long for me to go ahead and start looking at upgrading as well. But I'm just not one of those people that feels the need to rush into it. There are people that upgrade like every single, 9 months to a year, you know? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't feel it. I just don't feel the need to if I'm enjoying my device and I'm not having issues with it, you know? So. Alright, let's go do this. See what we can get done. We're gonna have to hard save this, by the way. Titus!
It's you again. What is it?
Come on, sea bass. Yeah. So I changed providers years ago. I had only had a single provider for the longest time, which was AT&T, and I flippin' hated them. I hate AT&T. God, I despise that company. And I had AT&T forever for mobile service, and I hate them so much. And I finally found a company that I was comfortable with switching over to that has pretty good coverage, and I got in on a pretty good deal where got phones for a pretty good price. And not only that, but the deal I got in on, they basically took over paying for my entire Netflix bill, dude. Forever. So, I don't, yeah, right on. Yeah, so I don't even, like, they basically just cover my Netflix bill for me, dude. Like, it's kind of wild. Kind of wild how it wasn't just like for a specific period of time or anything. It's like as long as I'm, yeah, it's pretty dope, dude. It's pretty good, man. Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, not bad, man. So, it's like, oh, that's cool. It was just like a nice little side perk, I already had it. I already had Netflix. I'd had Netflix forever, and they were like, yeah, we'll just like, cover your they cover like a specific amount, and it's like almost as much as what Netflix costs me or whatever. And I was like, all right, cool. It's pretty wild. It's pretty neat. We're at an even 58%. Oh, we got to pump our logic. We were going to get up to like a 70-something% here. There's 2. What else do we have logic-wise? Oh, we have another logic jacket, though, I think. A better one. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, I hated AT&T, dude. Crap company, man. But I'll tell you what. I love, so I switched over to T-Mobile, dude. That's who I switched over to years ago. And, I've been very happy. Very happy.
It's you again. What is it?
Oh, we're at 83 now, guys. We're at an 83 on logic. Okay. Yeah, I agree. And for AT&T, dude, I didn't. AT&T, I think a big thing for me is like, not that I'm normally having any kind of interactions with the company themselves anyways, but dude, it felt like anytime I ever needed to address anything with AT&T about my service or, it was an absolute fiasco. It was actually just terrible customer service, and it wasn't like I was having to. It was like a rarity, really, But it was like through the entirety of the years that I had them, it made me feel like they literally just did not care. There was no kind of perks. All they cared, all it ever looked like was that all they wanted, the only people that it looked like they cared about were people they wanted to switch over to their service. They never cared anything about anybody that was a long-term customer for them or anything like that. There was nothing for those people. You know what I mean? And their customer service was trash too, and everything. Finally, I was like, I'm done, dude. There's no way. I'll never go back to them. Never say never, but as opposed to T-Mobile, man, anytime I've had anything that I needed to contact them about, from getting the service set up to anything else afterwards, which again has been few and far between, but it's always been very, very smooth, very courteous customer service. Yeah. Exactly, dude. I hate that crap. Yeah, yeah. And not only that, but they have like programs set up to provide little, not that it's like huge stuff or anything, but little perks and little small like gifts and giveaways and stuff for people that are part of their people that are their customers and things like that. And it's like just little things like that. That's all people need. That's all people need, you know what I mean? To feel like the company actually gives a crap about them, you know? AT&T can go suck a flipping egg, dude. I hate that company. One of the big things for me too that I didn't even realize till I got hooked up with T-Mobile was that like T-Mobile's a major sponsor, a huge sponsor of Major League Baseball too. So every single year there's a week long where if you're a T-Mobile customer, you can actually through T-Mobile get MLB.TV for free. That's like $100 and something subscription each year. You just get for free, dude, for being a T-Mobile customer. And I watch a lot of baseball because I'm a Yankees fan, you know. So that's a huge perk for me. Yeah, dude. Every single year, it's right at the end of March. Every single year, because they are one of the biggest sponsors of Major League Baseball. So for all of their customers, you just you get a free subscription to MLB.TV. Streaming every single baseball game that you want to watch, as long as it's not a blackout in your area or, playoff games. Obviously, playoff games are an upgraded subscription or whatever, but all regular season games, dude. It's super dope, dude. It's really cool. You guys ready to roll this? Roll that beautiful beam footage, Byzantine.
A sudden flash.
We almost lost that, dude. Oh my god.
Floor plans, bullet trajectories, webs of human emotion, all channeled into a single thought.
Why are you so sure Ruby didn't off him?
So that's what you were squinting at. You
we almost fell that, bro.
Weren't you? That she did it.
Yeah. He was cobbling together shit so he could put her away. It's RCM 101.
You know, I mean, whether you talk about, I have this conversation with a lot of people, and whether you're talking about a big business, a service provider, or whatever, doing little things to make the customer feel like they care, or even into the realm of businesses doing little things to make their employees feel like they care, to show employees that they care, and to keep morale up. And it makes a huge, huge difference. There's a stark contrast between companies that obviously don't give a rat's ass about their employees or their customers, and it doesn't take much. You know what I mean? It doesn't take much for a company to just come up with programs, little things to show customers that they're invested and appreciative customers or employees. You know what I mean? And it completely, it has long-lasting, profound effects on those companies that are good at doing those kinds of things. It's actually wild how bad so many companies are at incorporating those kinds of mechanics into their day-to-day, into their business plans, into their managerial plans, their business practices and things like that. It's actually incredible how many businesses are terrible at doing it. Yeah, he was cobbling together crap so he could put her away. It's RCM 101.
Let old Titus set your mind at ease then. She didn't do it. She was here all night.
Sunday night, 11:30 to 12:15. She was here all that time?
Yeah, with us, drinking, near the stage there.
He points to the karaoke stage. She didn't go to the toilet?
No.
In the whole 45-minute window, she was with you all the time.
She took a fucking leak, okay? For one moment. Maybe went out too. She has an operation to run from her lorry. We're not getting into what that operation is again, Cow.
How?
And just because she was gone for 5 minutes doesn't mean she magically got to the roof and shot him. I've been through this. It's not plausible.
Oh, Seabass.
All right, we're in. We got Ruby unaccounted for sometime during the window. This was crucial. Now let's place her on that roof.
You do agree the shot came from the roof, right?
Why not? You can't draw a straight line into Clausia's window from any of the surrounding buildings. Not from what I know about Martinez.
Now, one of the things that's very hard for us to determine is whether that shot came straight through that window, because that window pane's already been replaced, right?
Maybe from the coast. But like I said, I've been too busy dealing with you idiots. So no, I don't think it was a sniper. It was close up.
There is a secret route in the kitchen that leads straight to the roof.
How?
He looks sincerely curious. Through what looks like an abandoned pinball workshop.
People say there was a pinball arcade here, sometime before the hostel. What was it called, Theo?
East Delta Pinball Arcade. Weird place. Went bankrupt.
Okay, but how'd you get up? There's no room for a staircase in this building. Or an elevator.
There is an elevator.
The elevator is outside the building. It's an old dumbwaiter used for moving pinball machines up and down from the workshop.
From there, a door leads straight to the roof. You can just step outside.
We could have gone up, shot him, come down. All under 7 minutes.
That's quite the theory. We need to have a look at that secret passage, boys.
I'm on it, boss. Right when the law clears, me and Angus are going up there.
It's a dumbwaiter, not an industrial lift. How about I go instead of...
Just now. You got something else to back this route up? Or is that it?
I also found footprints upstairs in the old workshop.
Footprints. Recent.
Recent, not a week or two.
That close, huh? How fortunate. I'll take a thorough look at those prints myself before I believe that call.
Because we're just going to let these fools go up into a crime scene, right?
Good news is...
I mean, it's all tainted anyways, but... Guess what? Remember that key I found here? Point at the window?
I don't like guessing, Cope. No one does.
It opens the steel door in the kitchen, the one that leads upstairs to the roof. This key was right here, with you, all the time.
You didn't find it, but Ruby did. That's how she got up there.
Quit jumping to conclusions, Theo. You took that key. Did it look like it was recently put there?
No, the ribbon was old. Faded. It had been there for 20 years at least.
They just put it back there once she was done.
Why? This doesn't make sense. It's damn Interesting, but it doesn't fit well, and you know it.
It doesn't fit well, but it fits, and he knows it. Also, it has to be said, this man would make a good RCM sergeant, or maybe even lieutenant. Just don't let him anywhere near women.
Yeah, dude. There were pinball machines in the workshop still operational.
What the fuck does that got to do with Ruby?
Nothing, just thought we could bring some down, get some new machines in here.
Wow, man, can we? I mean...
That'd be awesome. I beat that royalist machine 20 times now.
All right, all right. We can get the barman to bring them down. What else?
You notice the winch out back on the outer wall of the
I've
whirling.
seen the winch. I'm not blind. You saying it's part of the elevator she used to get up there?
That's right.
That's one mystery down then. An architectural mystery. Doesn't much concern Ruby, does it?
He knows it's something. He's just not ready to say you knew more about Ruby than he does, yet.
I don't think we need to pursue this. Have we firmly established Ruby could have had access to the roof where the man was shot?
Firmly doesn't go well with could've. There's a route to the roof. Me and the boys need to check it out. That's what we've established. But a route does not put that bullet in his head. A gun does that, and Ruby doesn't carry one.
Phase 2, murder weapon. Get a gun in her hand. If not that, then at least a shadow of a doubt, in the shape of a gun.
I've analyzed the bullet that killed him. It was jacketed.
So...
Man shrugs and looks
So
at
it
you.
had to come from a breech-loading rifle. Military grade. Not even you militia monkeys have those. This goes against your short-range theory. If the murder weapon was military grade, how did Ruby get it?
That doesn't mean, just because it was a long-range weapon, doesn't mean it couldn't have been used for a closer range murder. Just, you know.
Wait, did he say you don't have big guns?
Just because it's rare doesn't mean you can't get it.
Calm. That's exactly what it means.
That wasn't strong.
So...
So it had
Through the skin, hold on.
Wait, did he say you don't have big guns?
And up front, what I know.
Right. That's mighty forthcoming of you. So, let me extend you the same courtesy. She's connected to you know what. So she may have access to semi-automatics, but that's a long fucking stretch of the imagination.
Other than the antique rifle, there are weapons like this just lying around in Martinez.
That looks antique. A Belle McGrave. It's inoperable. Where'd you get it?
There's a cellar under the bookshop. It was hidden there with others just like
20, maybe 30 rifles, Titus. Also broken, but still, there were too many. And there must be other caches too.
God damn it. We need to close that dump down for good.
That's a goddamn breech loader, too. Find one that works. You got a military-grade weapon that shoots jacketed ammunition.
Shakes
He
head.
sees it. This is coming together. He must.
Local pawn shop sold my lost gun to a woman, maybe with
You
her.
lost your gun?
I knew that was bad. Blonde man is taken aback, not even laughing.
What an idiot!
Shanky?
Tell me, did you lose it before the murder?
No.
Of course not. And Ruby didn't use your lost gun to...
Yeah, but she could still have my gun.
Stop thinking about your lost gun, damn it.
This was merely a thought exercise. He did not lose his gun. Let's move on.
Then why the fuck was he asking you for your gun, huh? When he tried shooting himself or some
Jesus,
shit.
dude.
Because he doesn't have his own.
That's a solid logic structure. Do something. This is bad.
We've already established Ruby's running drugs. She could have smuggled guns too.
Damn. That's just about your favorite topic, isn't it? Every fucking 5 seconds.
All I'm saying is, from what I saw in her cabin, she'd have no trouble getting a gun.
Trouble. This is Revachol. Even the roidheads in the gym had a carbine. No one has trouble getting a gun. I still never saw her carry one.
He's angry because he knows you're right. What he's saying only confirms your theory.
I didn't say I'd prove she had the murder weapon, just that we need to find her.
Knock up. Why don't you find your lost gun first?
Tattooed man bursts out laughing at his own joke.
Easy now, Al. This isn't comedy hour.
Titus, we're not seriously considering it, are we? Ruby wouldn't do this. Why would she do something like this?
Phase 3. Motive. The last component.
I arrested Pelagie. She told me some pretty interesting things about Ruby.
Yeah. Like what?
She had a thing for Pelagie?
A thing? You mean?
Does his head to the side, fall silent?
But they're both girls.
Girls like girls too, Angus, sometimes. This is one of those times. She liked Glacier.
Come on, guys. She hangs out with you meatheads. This cannot come as a surprise.
Yeah? No. Ruby's got more balls than a ball pit. You'd have to be an idiot not to... Guys, I'm not the only one who knew. Right?
Knew what? First he says she's murdered him. Now she's a too? It's a lie.
Come on, Glenn. She likes Monica's titties more than you do. Everyone knows which way the wind blows there.
I did. I knew it. That's why she didn't fuck me at Fatty's birthday party.
She didn't fuck you, 'cause you're 40, and you still live with your mom, Dennis.
Get wrecked, dude. I just said she made advances on her, and she thwarted
Ruby
them.
then threatened her and told her to end her relationship with the deceased.
This is some sordid shit. It's also the kind of garbage our Miss Aronier puts out to cover her own ass.
You didn't tell us right before we arrested her.
Figures. But that Ruby is queer as cabaret, now that I start thinking about it. So there is some truth to it. And that's okay. Some are queerer than others. You can still be a hardy. But if you bring your own personal shit into our outfit...
If that's the case, then it's not right. But it's not the case, right?
There are many pieces that fit together that way, Eugene. Face it.
Not why did she kill him, it's why did she organize the cover-up. When Kalasha came downstairs, Ruby appeared to know that something was wrong.
Nah, man. That's just Ruby. She's got shit under control. That's her whole thing. That's why she's so good.
Plus, man, it's like female intuition. You know, women talk to women. Which is sort of why we need someone on the team who they talk to.
Or she knew what happened because she killed him.
Not so useful.
Fucking hell.
The blonde man is in some kind of anguish that makes him stare into his garlic bread bowl intently.
Betrayal is not painless. Even a doubt of it hurts.
Not why why did she kill him? It's why did she organize the cover up?
And I suppose you have a theory about that too, cop.
She could have just been covering up for herself, Titus.
Think about it. Why go through all that effort? It was her idea, wasn't it? The hanging. You went along, but she suggested it.
She had, like, a fully formed plan and shit. Right when she came back downstairs.
Really, Shanks? Claudia wanted to talk to another girl, that's all. She was just the first one up there. I could have come up with that plan if I'd have been first.
Time for a logics demonstration.
Shanky, let's assume you killed him.
I didn't do it, fucker. It wasn't my plan.
You probably did, though.
It's just a thought experiment. Think, Shanky. You killed him. You got up there, shot him, cut down.
Would you prefer to go on trial with your buddies as part of a lynch mob, or alone for committing murder?
Fuck you, man. I would never fuck my guys over like that. Especially for some bird.
She didn't either. She would never do that. Why aren't more of you defending her? This is fucking stupid, Titus.
Glenn, I thought the same thing when she skipped town and left us in this shit.
Oh, so he didn't rule her out completely. And she skipped town. This is good.
Titus, you've seen it. Things don't add up. We need to talk to her.
Silence. He looks around the room. The old man in the corner nods. A very small nod. And a trickle of tobacco spit on his lip.
Yum.
This is the only option he cares for.
Yeah, I see it. There's one more thing I've been wondering about. Ever since you asked me where she is. Add it to your list of suspicions, if you want. I don't know where she went. She just got up and left. Got real scared, too. Wouldn't tell me where. However hard I asked. Want to know why?
Why?
She was afraid I would tell you. Maybe she was right. By now, I probably would.
She knew there's evidence on her, and she knew we'd find it. This is typical suspect behavior. Why fleeing is always incriminatory.
Perhaps. Ask her if you find her. It won't be easy, though. She made sure of that. Friday afternoon, when you first arrived, I got word the RCM was in town. Then she came in to see me. told me she was leaving. That's when we had our little conversation.
Do you have any clues on where she went?
She's not far. We know that much. She didn't take her lorry, so she's on foot.
Good fucking luck, man. She knows this place like the back of her hand.
She's in that flipping building, dude.
Yeah, Al. And we won't either.
She's not really a hardy candidate anymore, is she?
She's not, Glenn.
You looked for her?
On the coast.
Where have you looked for her, more precisely?
More precisely, on the coast, past the waterlog. She's not here, so I'm thinking she's there.
I mean, where on the coast I should start looking?
Sure. There's some shit houses there. A cinder block town. The fisherfolk there refuse to unionize. So, that's one place we haven't looked. I hear they have a shack where junkies sometimes crash. Time for you to step up.
We will start there. One more question. What does Ruby look like?
Boyish. Hair's red. Dyed. She looks like a lorry man.
You know what she's doing with Ulan frequencies?
The what now? I have no idea. Boys?
She said she's building a pale emitter.
What?
We were talking about radio equipment. She said she's doing Ulan frequencies and a pale something. I don't know more.
This guy barely understands what he's talking about.
There you have it. Pale something.
That just puts an end to
it. It feels like you'll get to know soon enough.
I told you. You.
Me as the RCM?
You, as in the cop with the sideburns and the disco clothes.
Interesting.
And the hole in his heart. That first.
Ah.
Why not? You suck on that gun like someone tore you a brand new asshole.
No doubt, dude. Jeez. No wonder she's afraid.
The human experiment. That's real funny.
He looks at you without smiling.
When I first saw you limping here, I thought she was paranoid or sniffing her own supply. But now I'm not so sure.
We are a different kind of cop, but we get crap done. What else did Ruby tell you about me?
She said you have a funny taste in clothes.
There's no doubt about it. Won't stop.
Until you have something on her. She said she's heard of you from Jamrock, that you're a human can opener, that you play suspects against each other, open them up like cans.
Fucking hell. Titus, did he just...
Open Angus up like a can? Yes, he did. Now, we can whine about it, whack him, or we can go on with our lives. I'm having to go on with our lives kind of day, Al. How about you?
It's not an actual question. Silence. He nods.
Is that true, Cam? Am I a can opener?
You are insistent.
He nods. Anything else? Anything?
Yeah. There was something else.
This has been a really cool interaction.
Tell me, though. I could see she wanted to. It was burning on her lips. This called Titus. This called heat. But she was too scared.
Scared? You should be too. A strange fear creeps over you. A metallic taste in your mouth.
Probably
Change
killed
the
this dude.
Subject. Everard has a file on you, but that's bogus. What she knows comes from somewhere else, from Jamrock. It must be real stuff.
Not much, but it'll do.
Have to.
Put sand up.
His grip is firm and reassuring, like holding a piece of unpolished granite.
Hasn't been easy dealing with old Titus Seabass Hardy, but I respect it.
Not just granite, tightly packed RCM Sergeant material.
Oh, dude, I want to say it. You should be a cop,
When
Titus.
are you gonna get it through your suicidal head? I already am. I just wasn't sure you were.
And he still isn't. People aren't afraid of good cops in the way Ruby was afraid of you, he thinks, then turns back to his men.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Ask about Ruby in the village. Alright, guys. We've got like about 40 minutes until we're gonna start getting ready for the PC gaming showcase. I'm gonna take a break around then. I'll probably get some lunch together, and we'll start getting prepared for the PC gaming show. Cool. So, just know that we're gonna take a break in about 40 minutes.
Yes.
And dude, that's not who I was trying to talk to. Get you some refreshments, and we'll get ready for that. Get ready for that showcase. Cool.
An old call box.
It's my
East
cat
Delta
singing.
Commerce Center. This must.
Oh, damage -1. Cool. Yeah, it does work that way. Okay. Well, that was neat. Can we fast travel, please, game? Thank you. Hey, what's up?
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with?
Seen a red-haired woman named Ruby around the coast?
I haven't seen anyone lately.
Okay, but do you know who I am
This
talking
is
about?
my little cinder block town. I know what goes on around here.
She's being evasive. She knows something.
There was a murder in Martinez. She might be a suspect. We would appreciate your help.
Would you now? I know how this world works, and it doesn't work when people tell on each other.
It's like a man locked himself in the woodshed. We just need to open him up.
No, it's not like that, man. With him, we called you. Right now, you just arrived by yourself, like a raven plucking at the window glass.
Enough of this. She better start talking right now.
I see. You know something, but you decided not to tell us.
There's not much to tell. People come and go. Now, was there something else?
I see, ma'am. I hope you don't mind if we look around anyway.
You should look around your shack. Maybe she's rented it out to others too.
Okay. Interesting. Let's change our clothes a bit real quick. There we go. And let's get these back on. Cool, cool, cool. Aha.
As you look at the floorboards in this corner of the shack, it's clear one of them isn't quite level with the others.
Move the board
Hollow
aside.
space underneath the floorboards is dark and damp. You can barely make out the mixture of sand and sawdust below.
Search through the sand and sawdust. What's in
Nothing
here?
particular catches your eye. Looks like more reeds. There might be something hidden inside the sand, though. Something bad. Someone's night thoughts. A last resort. A bad idea.
Search
You
through it.
stick your hand in and start combing through the sand. Dry,
Run.
not like outside. Fine dust. And then something hard wrapped in paper. A small cylindrical object. You pull it out. A bullet. A 9mm bullet, to be exact, fit for all muzzle loaders of that caliber.
This bullet isn't for a breech loader like the murder weapon. This bullet isn't for a breech loader like the murder weapon? Question mark.
The floorboard isn't interested. Maybe the washerwoman is. You have enough to confront her with. Holding the bullet, you get the feeling this isn't ammunition against you. It's for herself.
Interesting.
An old mirror.
Bound, 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 bound.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night.
Why was there a bullet
What
under the
can I
floorboards
help
of your
you with?
shack?
Damn that girl.
She murmurs softly. The lieutenant turns to you and gives you a little nod, then turns to the washerwoman.
You didn't put it there, did you?
She
did.
She did.
Gone and hid things in there? She's usually a good tenant, and not a stupid one either.
You rented the room to her?
Yes, I let my room to that Ruby girl.
Speaks slowly, wringing out a rag after a long silence. Her hands move in the water bucket. Some water sloshes over the edge.
As I've done before when she's been in trouble or just looking for solitude. I've made it clear. We welcome all kinds of people here.
No discrimination!
She came last Friday, left on Monday in a hurry. What has she gotten herself into, that girl?
She seems genuinely worried about her previous tenant. She's seen her hiding out from trouble before. But this seems different.
That's for the police to find out. Right there. Please answer each question to the best of your ability. I'm sure we have a few.
She said she left on Monday?
Yes, early with the dogs, around 8 o'clock, I think.
Is the room exactly as she left
I
it?
cleaned it, like I always do.
Was there anything else in there?
No.
What is she like, Ruby?
She's good company. Knows how to talk to an old woman. At my age, you don't get a lot of quality conversation. So I really appreciate that about her.
Did she talk to you much during her last stay?
No, she was mostly silent this time. Kept to herself. She tried not to let it show, but I could tell she hadn't come to fish. Usually she likes to cast a few lines, but this time she mostly stayed in her room.
Why do you think she left the bullet
How
there?
would I know? She's a gruff one, but not violent. She doesn't go around toting a gun.
She looked back towards her shack, thinking.
You could ask her about your hunch, that it was a desperate measure. See if she thinks Ruby fits the bill.
I have a possible explanation in my mind.
Hi. Do tell.
A seagull flies overhead, obviously a bad omen. It's an exit plan.
Exit from what?
This, spread your hands.
The lieutenant stops writing for a moment. He looks at you, then at the old woman.
No, she's a fighter.
Not a quitter, like you sometimes get, son.
Thick internal burn. Does she have any kind of technical equipment with her, like radio stuff?
Not that I know of, though she was into nice music. She once showed me a few mixtape milieux she'd made.
She brushes her forehead with the back of her hand. Water drips to the ground.
Although I guess she was pretty handy with the mechanical and technical stuff. Even fixed the heater in the shack. You should be thankful for that.
No doubt.
She may simply have kept the equipment elsewhere.
Heard she was a heavy drinker with anger issues. You ever witnessed that kind of behavior?
Nothing of the sort. Sure, she was no stranger to the bottle. She fit in that way. But I only knew her to have a beer on the beach while watching the sunset.
The sun sets for everyone.
She isn't what you'd call a drunk. Even offered me some from time to time. Said it was part of the communal life. But I never saw her lose control of herself the way some people do.
Where did she go?
I don't know. Further up the coast. She tried to leave quietly, but the hinges on that door screeched like a cat in heat. Woke me up. I heard her rushing in those heavy boots, heading up north. You'll never find her, you know. She knows the coast like the back of her hand. You?
We're gonna find her. I know where she's at. She's in that
I
building.
wouldn't worry about that, ma'am. We are persistent.
Where's up the coast we go?
Are
Then?
you sure you would rather stay here? Get a nice cozy fire going in the heater? Seems like a better idea to me.
The felled electric mural. You feel like you should go look at it again. Step closer this time.
I had a few more questions about Ruby.
What more do you want to know about that poor girl?
Enough.
Yes, let's hear
Goodbye.
one thing, officer. If you do find her, please go easy on her.
She really means it. It's an honest plea.
She's a good girl. Whatever she's gotten herself mixed up in.
I'm really starting to like wonder what's going on here. All right, let's go. Why is Kim so slow today, dude? You just can't keep up with the Jamrock Shuffle anymore. Yo, what's this? Wait, what the crap is this? Hello. There's a slit in the concrete here. A sewer? Interesting. Back to the mural.
You see, a once bright, a slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago.
Yeah, step
Above
closer.
the mural, a collapsed roof, broken windows set in walls that are cracking and will soon also fall, and the coastal breeze rustling and sighing in the remains of the edifice. Felled electrical, you only know
No
them
money,
as a
less
small
problems,
company that
baby!
makes ink cartridges. Looks like they used to be big. There's something in the wind. Sometimes the only way to go forward is to fail first.
Ruby be in there?
In there? She could. Or she could be
Ooh,
in the identical
wee!
wall over there. Or in that boat shack. In that church tower, maybe.
Dude, 97! Two gift subs if we fail this.
Even though you're sure...
See how close that was? Dude, this game been hating me right now.
There is no cold hand brushing against your forehead. No rustle in the reeds. The wind has died down. The ruin in front of you is silent as a tomb.
Could be anywhere. How do we find her?
Do we? I was really hoping she'd be in the village. Okay. She's probably north of the village, and this place is a peninsula. We already scanned most of the outdoor areas on our wild cryptid hunt, so we have an understanding of the geography, at least. And then there's the church. We've already searched that and can rule it out. I know it doesn't feel like progress, but exclusion is a step too. Anyway, we do it the old-fashioned way, sector by sector. Go over the whole peninsula, ask the locals, enter the places where we can enter first, like we did in the village.
Was I even attempting to do here?
Trying to talk to the wind, the city. Whatever you thought would happen did not. And now you're just standing there, in the pale of the morning, with your hands fallen to your side. A prayer of sorts. To Revachol.
If that fails, if we don't find her.
Then, if we're desperate, we can look where we can't enter. Bunkers, storm drainage, this place. I'm sure it won't come to that.
He looks behind him at the red, dark red box crumbling across the chasm.
Walk the coast, the old boardwalk, the reeds. You can always come back here and talk to the wind again. Look where it already got you. An adventure awaits. An adventure on the windswept urban coast.
Dupes again? Interesting. Okay, let's leave real quick. Let's go look around. See, there is definitely a way in to this place. Might be through that bunker that is like interfacing 21. It's really gonna be really rough. Really rough. Let's go look out here. Hello. Okay. Come on, Kim. You gotta learn how to do this jamrock shuffle, baby. It's been a productive day. It's been a productive Disco Elysium day, you know what I mean? Really interested in, this is that bunker.
An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot. The wind has blown.
That's a rough interfacing right there. Okay. Wow. Whoa. Interesting. Let's go talk in here real quick. I love these guys, dude.
Oh, hey, man. It's good to see you.
Different now.
Goodbye, officer.
Goodbye. Anybody got anything new to say? Seen a red-haired woman around?
No.
Just no?
It's pretty desolate here. I only hear the dogs bark at night and see the shadows move down the coast.
Good. No neighbors complain about the noise when you get the club going?
Exactly. It's our chance to turn the grim desolation into an overwhelmingly fun dance party.
That's it for now.
Yo, man. What's on your mind?
Nothing, dude. See you annoyed.
Yes, what is it?
See anyone suspicious? A woman named
What?
Ruby?
No, no one's suspicious around here.
Alright. Right. See you later. Egg! Yeah!
Good morning!
Right, dude. Alright, goodbye. Yeah! Let's get out of here. Bro, that's a boat. Wait, what? That's a flipping boat, dude. I'm on a boat! I'm on a boat! This wasn't here before, by the way. This is interesting. Was it? I don't think that was there before. Yo, little kids.
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone while the other watches him do it.
You seen any bad people around?
Bad people.
One of the twins looks up with his mouth slightly open.
I don't
Little
think
mouth
questioning
breather.
4-year-olds without their parents present is going to crack the case.
Kim, you let me handle this, alright? Alright, you dingle? Hey, man. You let me talk!
Then we're definitely doing it.
Yeah, you must be Lillian's
This one
twins.
doesn't say anything, kicking the concrete with his worn-out sneaker.
Lily's our mum.
I already said
The
that.
stone kicker laughs suddenly. His head is too large for his shoulders.
You should have a wheelbarrow for that noggin.
The other one laughs as well. Maybe there's some kind of reason why they're laughing. An interesting reason, somehow tied to the case.
What are you laughing
The
about?
boy stops laughing and looks at his toes. Oh, okay. So now he's shy. Now he's not talking. Just wobbling around like he's afraid of something.
Is little Lily your sister? Point to the house. Yes? That's it? You're being laconic about it.
Doesn't look like he knows what that means.
Children are stupid. This over here kid laughs as though in agreement.
Stupid.
Oh. How about the policeman asks you something else now?
Okay.
Children are stupid.
You're stupid.
Bye.
Is that the phasmid? It looks like the phasmid, leaning against the wall. Wait, what if this is the fishing rod situation all over again?
Full again. You want to stand here calmly, observe this non-phasmid until you see what it really is.
Fine. It's not a phasmid. It's not even organic. Just a fire iron resting by the fireplace. But where's your sense of wonder, man?
What about the plasma or fire iron? Dang it. I should have done that a different way. Feels bad. Kid!
Hello, mister.
Know anyone named Ruby?
Ruby.
Ruby. Yeah. Suddenly a girl gets all serious and leans in as if she's about to tell you the
My
truth.
mom tells me I'm a big girl, but she doesn't know that I can't say Earl. Or like, sometimes I can, but then Uller.
Kids.
It's Lammy.
Lambie is a stuffed lamb that, admittedly, has seen better days. One of the eye buttons is missing, and the fur is tattered in several parts.
Lambie looks soft.
Yes. Very soft.
Pushes a stuffed animal towards your face. Push your cheek against
Isn't
Lambie.
he soft?
Sick.
Bye.
Thank you. Oh, that was sweet. You're adorable. Alright, you. Yeah, the boat's here now. Oh, she's here now. Interesting.
Oh, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it.
Goodbye, be seeing you.
I'll just keep the Cordelechi in the channel, if that's okay. It's too shallow near the pier.
Winds the mooring line around the
Hi,
post.
ma'am. And it's a jetty, by the way. Of course. Jetty. I prefer a good jetty to a pier any day. Jetty.
Are you losing your mind, Joyce? Oh, no.
Hello, detectives.
She fastens to the end of the line around the post, straightens her back.
Good to see you here. I only just arrived myself.
You don't say.
What brings you here, madame?
Nothing, really. I've had my eye on this jetty for weeks now, so I decided to investigate it personally. This cluster of buildings isn't on any of the official maps, as far as I can tell.
How do you like it here? Look around.
How do I like it?
You want to party, Joyce? She casts her gaze toward the village, slush melting on these cinder blocks. Construction work left half finished 10 years
Water
ago.
drips down eaves of eternite. The jetty below her feet creaks to the tune. The smell of salt and dog shit in the background.
Yum.
It's pornographically poor. The street has no name. All the men are dead or missing. And
Hey,
is that
Joyce.
the carcass of a motor carriage over there?
Maybe.
I'm surprised that woman hasn't put me to the sword yet. Maybe she will. You should ask your questions while you can.
You have a bed in there, Joyce?
Dark eyes survey
Because we're
the coast
tired.
leading up to Martinez. Dull grey metal rests in her scabbard. A sword. The wind is too loud for her to hear.
Fortunately for you, madame, the RCM is on the scene.
Real men, real politics, real thoughts in your head.
Try not to be scared. This is just how the real city looks.
Oh, I'm not frightened, officer. I'd never...
She leans against the railing, looking up at the grey sky.
Above you, there forms a quilt of altocumulus clouds, twisting into each other. The wind tugs and stretches them over the bay. Their cloud shadows slide over the ruins of Revachol West. Wherever they pass, the temperature drops slightly, but perceptibly.
Yo, dude, sick! GG's, man. Incredible. Incredible, man. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and shout you out real quick, man. In case anybody's hanging out or seeing this later or whatever. That's awesome, dude. Yo, congrats, buddy. That's awesome, dude. Have you been streaming much of it? You've been streaming much of your, like, your Gwent play, your ranked play stuff? Or has it just been, the Greedfall stuff here lately?
It's early spring, and the rains are coming. An officer enters a low hut of stone and wood. Inside,
Just Saturday nights? Word.
Weapons are piled against the walls.
Cool. I
Rifles
probably
with
knew that and
splintering
just forgot.
stocks,
Sorry, man.
And swords,
Played Greedfall last night.
tens,
Cool.
if not
You still liking it
hundreds.
quite a bit? Yeah, of course, dude. You don't need to thank me for that. Thank you for everything you do. The Greedfall stuff. Have you felt any kind of repetitiveness in it? I guess that's my big question about Greedfall. Fun so far, something different. Okay. You have to let me know once you finish it, your overall thoughts about it. Because I've heard good things about Greedfall. The real big negative that I've really heard people take away from it is that it can start feeling repetitive. That's about it, really. But other than that, I've heard people have said they had a pretty good time in it. Not that it's anything that's necessarily going to blow you away, but it's entertaining. Yeah. The world is large but kind of empty. Okay. Okay. Cool. Early spring, the rains are coming. An officer enters a low hut of stone and wood. Inside, weapons are piled against the walls. Rifles with splintering stocks and swords, tens of hundreds.
They're antiques, says Lieutenant John, the archetype McCoy, to his partner. They're digging them up from the catacombs now, fixing them. Old caches from the Revolution. The children carry them up. Come May, the streets will be flooded. Outside, the wind rattles the loose hatches, flooded with cheap weapons in angry hands.
Yeah. Oh, that's weird, dude. So, like, these massive buildings with, like, tons of, like, rooms and things to explore inside and everything, and then there's just nothing? Like, no people, no NPCs, no items or anything. Really? I mean, it sounds like they had more plans for the game and just didn't finish it then. Because that's really weird. Yeah. That's odd, dude.
Have I told you how they discovered this place?
The wind picks up, her raincoat flaps in the gust. Isola?
Yes, in Cielinde.
No, you haven't told me how they found
Well,
it.
your condition has left you no worse off than most of these people. The literacy rate is around 45% west of the river.
Oh yeah, I do
Years
too,
of
dude. So
occupation have left
that
those
would not
people
feel
in
good to me either.
oblivion of poverty.
Yeah, yeah, agreed. Yeah, we're very similar in regards to that. That's why quite often my playthroughs take a lot of time, because I don't want to rush anything. I like looking around. I like exploring. I like exploring the world, the environment. I like exploring dialogue options. I mean, you name it. I enjoy all aspects of what could be thought of as exploring a game, what that has to offer, you know. And so my playthroughs tend to be fairly lengthy because I don't want to rush through stuff. I want to really, you know, dive into exploration in all its forms. And when you're not rewarded for that, it feels weird. And I'll tell you what else, because that's the way I've always played games like that, and because of that, whenever I play a game that like whenever I get about a quarter way through the game, and I feel like there's no point in exploring stuff, it tilts me, because it's hard for me to get away from that that method of gameplay that is just who I am, right? So I always explore, and whenever I feel like I'm being not rewarded or rushed through something to where I can't take the time to explore, it kind of maulds me out a little bit. I don't like that feeling. I don't like that feeling of having the ability to explore and not being able to take the time to explore it. or just it not there not being any kind of perk to do it, you know, or reward on the backside for getting it done, you know. Yeah, probably so. Yeah, so that's probably what I would feel like. About a quarter of the way through that game, I'd go, well, there's no point in continuing to explore all this open world crap if I'm not getting anything out of it. And it would just irk me knowing that I guess what it is for me is there's always going to be that thought in the back of my mind that I'm going to miss something then. You know? Like there's going to be something out there. I'm going to quit exploring because I haven't got anything out of it at that point. It's going to be a huge time sink, a waste of time, but there's going to be something I'm going to miss, you know? That's the big conflict for me. Literacy rate is around 45% west of the river. 50 years of occupation have left these people in an oblivion of poverty. Oblivion, that's so mean.
I knew you would sympathize. Most Revacholians will never know what this place means. Our home. This island of matter. Or why they were ferried over in the first place. Remind me to tell you one day. For now, how can I assist you in this new location?
Tell me now, we have time.
Do we?
Glances at his watch, doesn't look like he does.
Here, you have singled out a suspect and are in pursuit. This is cause for cautious optimism. I would not want to delay you.
This story she will tell only before she leaves Martinez, at the very end of her stay.
Maybe there is something else I can assist you with, while you're hot in pursuit?
Okay, that's all for now, really. Interesting. Victims' clothes were in... Oh, that's this other one. Yeah. Look for Ruby. Okay, so we can return to the Feld mural and consult the wind if you don't know what to do. Other than that, keep searching the coast. We'll just keep searching around. If we don't find something, we'll go back to the mural. We've got a 97% chance. Again, we'd have to snake eyes it to miss out on that. But it's almost 11:40. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we're at a good spot here rather than get us into a situation that might push us too far into time for the PC Gaming Showcase. So we'll save. We'll do a hard save. It's been a really productive day. And that felt awesome. So what I'll do is we'll just be done with the gameplay. We're not done streaming, okay? The stream's not done, but we'll be finished with the Disco Elysium gameplay for the day, okay? Because we're gonna go watch the PC Gaming Showcase. Dude, yesterday was actually insane. I couldn't deal, dude. I couldn't deal. At least Pinky was getting some satisfaction out of it, you know? He was enjoying my pain. Look, man, that's good content. That's good content. But, dude, it was just constant, dude. I had one good roll yesterday. Everything else, and I don't expect to like, win every 40 to 50 to 60% roll or anything like that, but it was like every roll we made yesterday felt like it was a 2 or a 3. We had a lot. Snake eyes are auto losses, but it was like 2s and 3s just constant. It was crushing me, man. I just couldn't do it. Yeah, today felt better. And we got a lot done, which is nice. I think we might actually finish the game tomorrow. Tomorrow will be a full day of disco. Tomorrow will be a full day of disco after the news, so we'll probably get it taken care of. We'll probably finish it. Who knows? Maybe I'll even have some mutton chops tomorrow, just in anticipation of the finale. You might have to just show up and see. You know what I'm saying? Might have some mutton chops shaved in here for the finale. Some Disco Elysium tomorrow. On that note, we're going to move on to the PC Gaming Showcase that's happening today. We'll have a little bit of a discussion about what we're going to play next as well. So it'll just be a chill afternoon for us. Might be a little bit of we'll see how long the PC Gaming Showcase goes. We'll see what else we get into. I don't know. We won't play more disco today, though. We'll save the rest for tomorrow. Probably be able to finish it tomorrow. Cool. You guys rock. I appreciate you. Great day of gaming. New segment was awesome. Thanks very much. So I'll say that if you're checking out this content, you're enjoying it, try to come hang out with us. We go live at 6 a.m. CST every single day. Video gaming news always starts off the streams, and then we jump into, whatever gaming content we have planned or slated for the rest of the day, okay? Other than that, stay healthy, stay safe, be kind, and let's get ready for this PC Gaming Showcase.